Hi and welcome to another video from Game Club tabletop.co.uk. My name is Duncan and today a slightly different video. We're going to be looking at the game of Star Wars Legion. Well, currently under the release of Fantasy Flight Games, which is part of the Asmodee brand, but it is moving to Atomic Mass Games for its rules at the moment, and future releases, as far as I know, will be coming from Atomic Mass Games, still under the Asmodee brand. So today we're going to have a little look at the game, what you get in the core box. As you can see here, I've gone with the Star Wars Legion core box, but this is for obviously the later part of it. You can get a Clone Wars box as well if you like that earlier films, or if you just want variety. Obviously, you can play across all of them. So within the box, this isn't really an unboxing because I've unboxed before. So you're going to get the rules. Now it's interesting. You can see from this thickness here that we're not talking about what we'd normally expect from a war game. And I will say one of the things about this is it's far more board game like than war game like, but we'll get more into that hopefully later on. So you can see initially a little bit of a guide, a little bit of what's in the box, how to build the various models, of which you get quite a lot of different stuff in the box, how to put together your measuring tools, and sorry about that glare, there we go, the movement tools, etc. And then a little bit about how the battlefield diagrams are going to work and some other setup issues there. Come on, book, help me out. And then it's going to talk you through the objects of the game, playing the game, and then you play a little mini, eventually. You'll get to a little mini game, that might have been that setup, and it will talk you through all the different rules you need to play. Very handy. Quick reference on the back, which I always like, and it makes the game play very simply, like I say, with more of a board game feel. Also, you get a lot of different cards in the box. We'll go through those as we go along. Some more cards. Alright, now there's more dice here than you'd get in the base set. I also bought a dice set as well, because half the time you need more dice. You're constantly re-rolling dice if you don't get an extra set of dice. One way around that, which a lot of people recommend, is rather than buying one start set, if you're really going to get into it, buy two starter sets. You get the movement tools, which have this, which will match the symbol on the card. So if your card says you've got 3 pips of movement, you use this stick. 2 pips of movement, this stick, and 1 pip of movement, like that, this one. And the only one in the core box that has that is Darth Vader. He's very slow. And obviously you can bend this to fit however you want. You're also going to get your activation tokens, if I can dig them out with my big chunky fingers. There we go. And these are for either the Empire, and they have different symbols representing the different unit types. And that is how you're going to determine who goes when. We've got some wound tokens for the bigger characters and machines, victory point tokens, various different tokens used in the game, aim and block and dodge and stuff. Again, even further tokens that you can use. And some of these are for, so you can put them around the object, move the object, and then see if you still fit, and being able to put the vehicle or whatever it may be back. Objective tokens, and then just some tokens in case you're using multiple models, so you can know which group you're referring to. And obviously you get the models. Now it's a bit of a shambles. I haven't quite finished these. They're not far off. So you're going to get a pair of, if I can find the other one, speeder bikes, which makes up a speeder bike unit. You see they're really kind of nice. And the other vehicle you're going to get, which comes with 3 different gun options, is this Atrt Walker, which I think is really nice. Like I said, I just need to neaten up the bases a bit. We're not far off when I say it's not done, but yeah, I mean, to me, for my standards. You're also getting a couple of leaders. We're going to have a Luke. There's my Luke, and where is he? You're going to get a couple. I'll just throw that all over the place. It's one of the heavier troops. These are the heavier troops, heavy weapons teams. Then you're going to have normal Oh, come on, dog. Normal Stormtroopers as well. You have a leader unit in a leader model in each unit. There are some you can do alien heads. Some of them are raveled somewhere in here. I can't find him. Oh, there he is. Bloody hell. Took me a while. Sorry about that. Here he is. Hopefully I haven't been wobbling too much. We've got Darth Vader, so I'll pick him up. See. Pretty nice pose. I'm not a great painter. Oh, I still think he's come out quite nicely. And then, as I say, you get the leaders for your units. So I mean, you can use whoever you want. You could use the alien head, but you want it someone who could be spotted pretty easily on the table. So I certainly use these guys, and obviously the Stormtroopers. Again, apologies for my poor painting style, but they're mainly whipped on with contrast paints and a bit of wash, just to get them done up quickly. So I want to get them on the table. But again, you've got some nice poses. Again, if you did want to go on and buy more Rebel units or Stormtrooper units, the ones that come in the expansions are different poses to these, so you will get more models, and we'll come to that shortly. So essentially that's what you're going to get in your start set. So for getting the tokens, because obviously if you want to play the game, you'll learn what the tokens do. One token I will talk about is the activation token. So the way this works is you're going to give orders in the game, and it'll have a number of these that you're allowed to put out. The rest of these will go into either a blind stack, so which you shuffle, so you won't know which order they're going to come out in, or you put them in a bag and you draw from the bag. So again, you won't know what's going to come out. Now, the more units you have, the more of this is an issue, because you won't necessarily know what you go in that bag. Oh, this isn't really what I wanted. So certain cards, orders cards that you play at the start, which determines who goes first in the game, let you put more or less of these out. So you might get to move quickly and get to go first, but you might not know who most units are. So that's a big part of the game. You're going to get 4 basic cards and 3 upgrades depending on who's your commander. So in the box set, you're going to get things like this, which represent Vader. So this is a quick on 1 dot. Hence, at the end of Vader's first activation, he may suffer a wound to put his order token back into the pool. So he'd get to go again and do another attack or another action, I might say. You're going to get upgrades. So here's one for Vader. Saber throws, quite a handy one, because like I say, he's very slow. So until you get him base to base with someone, then he does a lot of damage. At least you can throw a weapon at people as you approach. Again, you can add all sorts of different ones to your units, like targeting scopes. You get different upgrades depending on the unit you're in, which will correspond to, he says, I don't know, to the unit card. So here on the Stormtroopers, you can have a heavy weapon, you can have one of these special troop types, you can have some tech, and you can have, that's a grenade symbol, and there'll be different cards in here that represent the different things. Now, the models, like I say, I think are really good. You know, they look the part, they give you that feel. They're really nice. They're a bit tricky to stick together. They're hard plastic, so you're going to have to use super glue. Some of them have some quite fiddly bits. More so with the vehicles. Most of the men figures have holes and joints, so you're sticking a peg in and you just got to glue that peg in to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. However, and we're going to quickly talk, I also picked up a couple of expansions. So this is the Boba Fett figure, and he's just been undercoated. I've just got these. But with him, there was a his rockets are failing him. You have to stick the flames on the bottom of his rockets and a leg on and a few more bits, and you've got to pop him onto his stand. But again, really nice figures. And again, in these expansions, what you're going to get is you're going to get his unit cards, but you're going to get another sheet with more of the tokens, And you're going to get a few other... Oh, come on, focus. There we go, emergency sim. So again, you can see that sort of mechanical upgrade sign there. So you can always then, if it's available to other units, you can always use these cards if you don't want to use them on the person who it came with. Same with the rebels, look. More tokens. Another troop one, so I can make a third unit of rebels. Comes with a rebel troopers card. I don't know where I put them now. I thought they were in there. I don't know. But that came with some upgrade cards as well. I don't know. I popped them in a minute. Not sure they'll return up. And then the rebel upgrades, which is that one, the rebel troopers upgrades. You see, you get a few more aliens, the special weapons, or you can put them. And that's a captain. And then somewhere this dude is the specialist. So again, these are upgrades to your group. You can see here some different figures, some different heads. That's another heavy weapon. But again, you can do the two that have the heavier weapons with normal weapons if you just want to use them as troopers. But actually the heavy weapons don't look that different. So I think a lot of the time I'll just proxy them in. I'm mainly going to play at home. So again, with all these cards, you can have points values on them. And the upgrades will have points values, and you'll set a total how many points you want to play with. And obviously you can add in other bits up to that value. You can use these again will have points values. So it is a game that has a competitive balancing. You're trying to balance everything. You're trying to get the most out of the points that you're going to spend that you can. Put together the best force that you can. But it also has, because of the board game feel, because of the movement templates, you know, right, this has to move to, you just plug it in the front of the machine, you plug it in the front like this, move it to the end. Right, it's moved to, perfect. Now with a unit, say where this was a unit here, these Stormtroopers, all I have to do, if they're going to move to, I just have to move him to, and then all the other Stormtroopers just need to be in the one movement. So one movement of him. But you don't have to measure each of their movements. So you can just boom, 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 quick, right. Are they all in? Yep, they're in coherency from him. So that's great. Speeds up movement. You're not measuring each person into position and still making sure they contain coherency. The other great thing is that most of the information you're going to need is going to be on the cards. So here we have Stormtroopers. They have precise 1. So when you spend a name token, reroll up to 1 additional die. If they have any special moves, so here we have, I'll tell you what, I think cover 1 while defending, improve your cover by 1. So this is the speeder bikes again. That doesn't really help me. I need one that's, I could really do with Darth, but I won't find him now. But again, it's telling you, so you're not having to refer to the rules if you want to know what climbing vehicle does, you know, or what armor does. You can look at that, and it will tell you here what impact is, because it's got impact on one of its guns. Look there, it's that's its one. Impact 1. Turn it over, and it will tell you what impact 1 does. And this is true with all the special rules. They're pretty much all on the cards. So here's another good one. Look, here's Luke. He's got some different moves which are all explained on there, what he can do. And then at the bottom, look, we've got impact 2, pierce 2. And if we look on the back, again, impact is that we're just going to change up normal hits to critical hits on armor, so they don't bounce off, they go through. And pierce 2 means we can cancel up to 2 shields, so 2 defense rolls. Again, all on the card. So again, you can have the cards for the units out. You can have a card for each unit. And you're going to know the rules for that unit. So there's no referring back to the rule book. Once you've played a few games to get your hang of it, then the quick reference and your cards are going to get you through the majority of it. There have been erratas which you can download. If you're playing more competitively, you're playing at a club against other people. I tend to just play with my little boy who's really getting into Star Wars at the minute and loves it. So we just having fun, throwing models down and battling each other over objectives. The other interesting thing in the game, I'm going to have to find these, is these cards. So these cards shown like this, there's 3 different colours. I don't know if I've got a couple here. And what you do with these is you put them out in a row at the start of the game, and everyone takes it in turns, and they can cancel 2 cards each. So essentially you're going to have different missions. These are the missions, so things like breakthrough, recover the supplies, intercept transmissions, etc. and key positions. And you'll put them out in a row, like this. Like this, say these 3 are the ones that came out. And then you'd have 3 conditions ones here. Oh, we're getting there, And then you'd have 3 deployment ones like this. Sorry, this is a really bad camera work. That's what you come to know and love from Game Club Tabletop, I'm afraid. For spare equipment. Right, here we go. So I don't like, oh no, I don't mind that one, but I really don't want hostile environment. It's not going to help me early on. You decide, actually, you don't want that one. I decide I'd rather do breakthrough, and you decide you don't want limited visibility. So we end up playing with a major offensive, so we have to set our troops up in these 2 spots. We're going to play with the breakthrough as our victory, and we're going to play with rapid reinforcements as our condition. So every game's going to be slightly different. What you want to break, what army you put out might determine what you want. Maybe sometimes you don't want great visibility for the first few turns to give you a chance to move up and get into range if you've got better close range troops. But again, it's going to vary it, and it is more of a, like I say, I think it gives you more of a board game feel. Same with the dice, you know. The dice are going to show you a hit, a surge, which is that one with a sort of buzz through it, a defense, or if there's a hole in it, that's a critical hit, normal hit, critical hit. The better the dice, the red dice are the best, white dice are the worst. The card will tell you how many you roll for each particular thing. So here, come on, Rebel Troopers. Rebel Troopers, whether they're unarmed or have the blaster out, they get 1 black attack dice, and they defend with 1 white dice per hit. So if they hit 3 times, they get 3 white dice. Luke, he's going to get to roll red defense dice, so every hit he takes, he gets to roll red. On his lightsaber, he gets 6 black dice, and with his blaster, he's going to get 2 red dice. It's pretty good. And then here, look, surges become critical hits for him. The Rebel Troopers, for example, they've got a defensive surge. Oh, gosh, come on. So surges there on the defense dice become shields. If I could find them, Storm... Oh, do they have a different one? Oh, there we go. The speeder bikes, they're going to surge to normal hits on attack and surge to shields on defense. And again, they're all different. But again, when you roll the dice, you're going to know exactly what. The different actions you can take mean that you can take aim. If you aim, you can spend that token to re-roll 2 misses, 2 blanks. So again... people like the Stormtroopers, they're not as accurate. They only get white dice to attack, but they're going to get to re-roll 3 if they aim and use their aim. So again, that improves them. You can see here, they only get a white dice for their attack. They surge to hit with them though, which gives them a little bit of boom, especially as you can re-roll the 3 dice instead of 2 dice when you take that aim. So if you've got a unit of 5, they could be re-rolling over half their dice to try and hit again. But obviously, they're using their worst dice, but they're going to hit on those surges as well. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's about it. Like I say, the tokens are all explained, what they do. There's not masses of them. When you get hit, you're going to start taking suppression, which, I don't know if I can see the suppression tokens. They're around somewhere. Let's see these yellow ones here. But they act as cover as well, so it's not totally negative. It does give you some outs. So again, if you're looking for a quick, light tabletop style game, I think this is really good. I'm very late to the party. I know there's probably a million videos better than this. There's some great YouTube channels that do battle reports that, if you're interested in this, are well worth checking out. War Corgi, Kravok. People like that do some really, really great reports to show off the minis and what you can do with them. It is quick. But once you start getting your feet and you start to go through all of these, I mean, I think this is one of these is, I can't remember which now. One of these is the expansion pack, which just gives you extra, I can't remember which one it is. It might be this, it's very neat. There might be two of them. Yeah, you can get expansion packs of cards, so now you can start adding all these different cards. You can start adding precise to the rebels for 6 points. You know, you can get really deep into how you're going to spend your points. Do you just take more basic troops, or are you going to take more tech, or are you going to try and like upgrade to more elite troops? Boba Fett is classed as an operative, so he's a different level. He's not a commander, but he's obviously a lot tougher than your bog standard troop. He's going to have multiple wounds. He's probably rolling some pretty good dice. I haven't really looked at him yet. But he you know, he's obviously a bit better than your norm. Let's see if I can get his card out. I'm a huge fan of Boba Fett, so I don't really care if he's rubbish. He's coming to the table. So he's got his wrist rocket for 2 black dice. He's got his carbine for 2 black dice, one with impact, one with pierce 1. He's got boot spikes when he gets into close contact. He's got jump. He can perform a move ignoring terrain, height 2 or lower. That's high. So it's height is the same as your movement stick, so it's quite high. And he's got some other stuff there. And again, he's got the impact and pierce down the bottom there. And he has 5 health. So he has some good health, some good morale. And he surges to hit and defend. So again, he's going to be tough to get off the table, but like I say, he's just a really interesting character that I wanted in there. He's been my favourite since I was very little. And again, these were just, I think they're really cool sculpts. Some of the different aliens that we see in the background sometimes. You can pop them in amongst your normal troopers just to make them a bit more interesting and varied. Or even upgrade them if you're using them as their heavy weapons or specialists as they are. So that's about it, I guess. I didn't really want it to be as long as this. I kind of wanted to get on with it. I used a variety of mats with it. I've got a really nice winter kind of grassland one. That's let me do kind of Endor in the winter with some battlefield in a box terrain, just some trees and stuff thrown out. Pretty low tech. Oh, I should say, actually, they're just off camera. You do get these in the box as well. And when you're doing the mission plans, it will show you sometimes where you need to put them. And these are just little metal barricades. I have undercoated, I'm pretty sure I've undercoated these already. So I just need to dry brush them up with some metal or something. And put a bit of a wash on, they'll look cool. But yeah, you get them in the box as well. So you pretty much set up some basic terrain, 2 units of troops for each side, a vehicle for each side, and a leader for each side just to get you going. Dice, measuring sticks. These are, again, you either fire 1, 2, 3 or 4 of these sticks. So I think overall it's a really fun game. It's quicker to get into. You're not going to need different books for each of the different people. For different factions, you can just add them on and you'll understand what's going on with them. I love the chip system. It's a really clever way of activating. I like placing your orders, so this is one that doesn't get thrown away. The rest, when you use them, you have to put them away. You can only choose 1 unit, but it comes back to you, so you get it back. Some of the others, once you spend them like this one, yeah, you're gonna just get rid of it. So, yep, you know you've got a couple of quick ones. So does your opponent. You're watching for them to come out, so then you can try and gauge how can I get the advantage. And one of the ways to get the advantage is to spend a quick card, but that lets you use more troops. And so if you know they've used their number one cards, then you can win with a 2, and that's going to let you choose 2 units. Which again, in the base game, you pretty much know if you pick 2 units what the other 2 units are, because you've only got four different types. You've got 4 of these different things. So if you put these next to your troops, or you put them next to your commanders and your vehicles, you know the other 2 in the stack are troops. So as long as you can put a couple out, you're normally pretty sure as to who's where. All right, well, that about wraps things up. If you have any questions, you can always drop me a line. If you go on to the website, there's an email address there. And you can always ask questions. I'm more than happy to talk about games. I do enjoy them. Like I say, I know I'm late to the party on this. I know it's been out for a good while now. I don't know why I didn't dive in sooner. I did have a lot of 40k stuff, which I've been selling off because just falling out of love with that game. Even though I still love the universe and still read books about the universe. I'm just tired of having to buy £30 books. I mean, 2 books, the rule book and the army book, will get you this core set pretty much, and that's gonna have loads of 2 factions. Like I say, if you can find a friend who wants to play the opposite side to you, 2 of these starter boxes will get you all the kit you need, and you'll have loads of troops to choose from. Obviously, you'll just have 2 leaders, but yeah, that would be the only downside. So yeah, no, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like or subscribe. Hopefully there'll be a few more videos coming through as we go through towards the end of this year. But again, yeah, I'm really liking this game. It's fast, it's fun. My 8-year-old lad gets it. He can look at his cards, he can understand what he's doing without constantly wading through the rule book and losing interest. The games play fast. It's up to you how you set them up, how many rounds you're willing to play. There is a round counter comes with it, and it's really set that you finish in 6. You're taking in turns to activate first on the whole. So, you know, lots of choices in the game. There are so many different units coming out. Bonus coming to a game late is so much stuff's already out. So again, along with these, there's so many different troop types you can get from all the different films, from all the different franchises. You know, so if you're into Star Wars, or you just want a quick sci-fi game that you can get to the table regularly, like I say, this will play nicely as it is on about 3x3, and you'll still get loads of action, loads of interest. Brilliant. Right, well, thanks a lot. Like I say, drop by www.gameclubtabletop.co.uk, and hopefully I'll see you around. Bye.